That they're registered?
And they're automatically sitting on the ballots.
Is Oregon also, are they the ones that legalize marijuana too? Did they legalize marijuana
It
too?
was Washington.
Washington was,
Oregon's next.
Huh?
Oregon's next.
Okay. Let's call the meeting to order. It's after 9 o'clock. Minutes and reports received, filed.
Yes, we have the February 2015 collector fees and the Polk County Treasurer's February 2015 reconciliation report and the February 2015 share fees.
Okay. Commissioner committee liaison reports, upcoming meetings and events.
Board of Directors meeting for Board of Realtors tomorrow, MAC Board meeting tomorrow, Campbell Board meeting tomorrow, ABC 17 meeting Thursday morning. So how do they do that?
Are you going
Is
up
that
there?
live or they just?
Yeah, it's live.
Oh, great.
Well, no, they record it, don't they?
No, they don't. It's live.
Oh. It'd be nice.
It'll only last about 5 or 10 minutes. So.
Oh, good. Take the commercials out of there, it won't be that long. We got, what meeting do we got? ED meeting with the Chamber Thursday.
Yep.
I miss anything?
What time's that?
It's at noon.
Noon?
Oh, okay, I'll be in Lynn, so.
You're not going?
I've got the commissioners meeting at Missouri State Technical College at Lynn Thursday
Okay.
from 8:30 till 1.
Okay.
And then Friday I get to speak at the Cosmopolitan Club at noon. Tell them how great my fellow commissioners are.
We got a Jefferson and
You still saying
Stadium
that?
roundabout
Yeah.
meeting tomorrow, don't we, Eric? City Hall. Jefferson Street and Stadium. And that MoDOT work zone awareness is Monday, 10:30. Did you guys get that?
The what? Which one?
MoDOT work zone awareness.
Oh, yeah.
On Monday.
I'm already aware of them.
Yeah, we're gonna do a double roundabout there at Jefferson Stadium.
Both sides of 54?
No, just 2 lane.
West side.
West side, be 2 lane.
Yeah, 2-lane.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Okay.
Chevrolet's not on board with that one yet, so.
Yeah. Neither am I, but that doesn't matter.
Don't like them either?
I don't like following people we can't drive into roundabouts.
Ain't no worse than sitting behind them at an intersection.
I think the 2-lane.
Green, hello.
Okay, let's go on. Bids and contracts, bids awards, electrical for the courthouse lighting. Where's Greg?
It's Jennifer,
Or
actually.
Jennifer?
Okay, so we received 3 bids for this. The lowest of which was $4,521 from SMC Electrical. We also had asked for pricing for the lighting itself. My understanding, I don't know where Greg is, but he was able to get it cheaper directly through Graybar and already has done so, right? So basically we're awarding for the labor to reconfigure 3 feeder circuits and replace the conduit. $4,521 recommendation for SMC Electrical.
Do you have a bid tab there, Jennifer? I can't get mine.
Oh, it should be attached.
I know, I'm trying to get there.
Yeah, I do. I have 1 copy, guys. Sorry.
Got the contract.
Yeah.
There's the other one. There's 2 different attachments there, Chris.
Yeah, I just haven't been able to get my computer up and going there yet.
Yeah, it took mine a little minute.
I'm okay with going with SMC. Who is that? I've never heard
It
of.
used to be, well, I'll let you.
Steve Meyer, he went out on.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I move we award to SMC Electrical.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And then I have a contract if you'll entertain that right now, too.
Is that on the agenda? Or do we need to get it back on the agenda?
We've always just, well,
Sure.
whatever you want to do.
It's okay, go ahead.
Did you look
Part
at
of
it?
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, I move we approve and sign the contract with SMC Electrical for the wiring on the courthouse lighting.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay.
You can sign it now.
I was gonna keep moving ahead and then sign it while we were doing that. Approval and signing of agreements for professional engineering services for the Crossroads, Southtown Estates, and Rustic Oaks subdivision stormwater street improvement project.
I laid an aerial on your desk there to look at. That subdivision is just north of our shop, off of Monticello Road. We've been working with engineering surveys and services probably every bit of the year, finding the scope. We're gonna start the design this year in this sales tax period and have it ready for bid, hopefully the first year of the next sales tax period or the second year, which would be 2017 or 2018. The contract amount is for $65,195, and we would recommend approval of this contract. And just also to elaborate, it would be all the stormwater improvements to the whole subdivision as well as street improvements, which would include curb and gutter as needed, and complete rebuild of the road, asphalt and everything.
So we toured this one, right, Eric? Is that correct?
We did, didn't we?
I think we did, yes.
It's right out there by your shop.
Yeah, just north.
So it's all the stormwater improvements, new curb and gutter throughout, or just as needed?
As needed.
Okay.
Sometimes that turns into
More?
It'll be pretty much all.
And then total milling, full depth milling, and then going back with asphalt, or
Yeah.
fixing the bad spots, I guess?
Complete, unless we don't have to, but it'd be complete mill and replace of all the asphalt. I don't think there's any that would just be a partial mill, just be all full depth, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And so this contract is for how much?
$65,195 for the engineering. That would take us from conceptual, preliminary, final plans, as well as putting together all the bid documents.
Okay. What total project cost?
We don't have that yet. We got one out for bid now on the Woodward subdivision. I think the total on that's about 800 or so. I would say this would be a little less, maybe in the 600 range, but it's still to be determined. We'll find that out during the design phase.
And it'll go to construction next year?
No, it'll go in the next sales tax, so
Half,
2017
yeah.
at the earliest.
Okay.
These usually take a year to 2 years from design, getting easement as needed. And so we'd like to start these in advance, and then this one would overlap sales tax periods.
Okay. I move we approve the contract with Leighton West, is that correct?
Engineering surveys. and
Sorry.
services.
I move we, sorry, Chris.
Strike that from the record,
Yeah.
please.
Not functioning on all cylinders today.
That's all right, he called me Chris one.
Yeah.
He's just kidding. He did that on purpose.
I move we approve the contract for the Rustic Oaks engineering with engineering surveys and services.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye. Thank you. I'll get it right next time.
Contract award for Pioneer Trail Safe Routes to School project.
Okay, we
skip
bid
the
this,
thing?
we bid this project
skip the morning.
February 6th.
Oh, I skipped asbestos removal.
Oh,
We skipped two of them there, so I'm fine with going ahead
Oh, on
and getting
the-
Eric done out here.
okay.
Yeah.
we'll do this.
Go ahead.
Pioneer
Sorry
Trail
about
Safe
that.
Routes to Schools project. This
Before
is
he
a-
affects us.
Yeah. I do have a cold, by the way, if you couldn't tell.
It's the day after his birthday, too.
This is a partially grant-funded project to the federal government Safe Routes to Schools grant program. We got $250,000 funding from that. We bid the project February 6th. got approval or concurrence for award from MoDOT last week to award to Sam Gaines Construction Incorporated in the amount of $564,989.09. That amount is about $90,000 under the engineer's estimate. So all is good. MoDOT reviewed and gave us concurrence to award. And as soon as we get this contract awarded, we'll get those to proceed with the projected start date, probably by the 1st of April, if we can get it done. So we recommend award for that amount, $564,989.09.
Eric, who's responsible for cleaning these sidewalks once we get them constructed?
Depends on at what point it needs to be done, but probably us. I know Business 50 probably needs to go through. And a lot of that is just some, wear off through the winter and plow and snow and whatnot, and so you get a lot of that during the early spring.
So it's not the homeowner's responsibility once they're.
Are you talking about sidewalk?
Yeah.
Sidewalk, the county does not have any kind of ordinance or anything like that. So I think legally it'd probably be the county's responsibility, but we haven't really gotten into that. And I think, in the city has an ordinance, but it's not enforced. It's really kind of vague on what the requirements are on that. You look around the city, some people clean them off, some people don't. It's just really.
It's probably just complaint driven, isn't it, more than anything?
I don't even know if people complain about that much.
I don't know,
But
I
on
think-
the sidewalks we do that are grants have been awarded for it. There are stipulations in there about us having to do something with them.
Yeah, and even that's a little vague too, on what is required and what's not, and so.
I think we talked about that a little while back where we just had some emails back and forth.
Mhm.
I don't know where that conversation started at, but
I think we should work towards getting an ordinance.
If we can, I need to look into whether we can.
Okay. Maybe you can work on
Well,
that with Eric
and I
and stuff.
talked about this
Okay.
before.
Okay.
We've been meaning to get together on it, but
Okay.
haven't yet.
Can we look at the cities and kind
I'm gonna
of,
call Drew.
kind of mirror it?
In fact,
if it's-
Larry and I are meeting due next week on something.
The cities is interesting, and it's not enforced evenly. It's really a sidewalk deal, and I think it's not just this area. I think it's across the country. It's very vague on what's required and what's not. And every town has a different ordinance and different requirement. So, but yeah, it's something we need to decide.
You got a contract?
Contract. Yeah.
I move we award and sign the contract with Sam Gaines Construction for the Safe Routes to School sidewalk project.
second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, we are gonna finish out with you, Eric, and then you can go on. Approval and signing the final closeout change order for Business 50 West Improvement Project.
Okay, this one, I printed you a copy of the whole final cost. It's on 2 sheets,
You
11 by
guys-
17.
Sorry, you may have to do a roll call on that.
Oh, okay.
Well, I just wondered, don't you normally do it when you sign a
I
contract?
used to, but I don't think Robert's
Okay.
rule says you have to unless you're going
Okay.
into closed session, the way I understand it, so.
Okay.
We can do a roll call. The way the minutes are written up, they have us.
Call it.
Roll call.
Sam,
Yes.
Jeff,
Yes.
Chris,
Yes.
Motion carries.
okay, sorry, Eric.
It's all right.
Just another waste of time.
Okay, we have the final closeout change order for the Business 50 project. The project was completed December 12th of last year, and had to work through a lot of final quantities, measuring everything, and some change order prices with the contractor. We have the final cost at $4,331,738.15. And I've prepared a spreadsheet that kind of details how everything broke out, where we went over and under, the change order items at the very end. We had participation with Jefferson City Parks and Recreation, Forestry Department. Their cost was about $132,000. The city sewer department did some work at a little over $9,000. A big ticket item on the change order was the subgrade stabilization that we ran into that we changed, and that was almost $350,000 additional. We did some removal and replacement and expanding a binder, South Binder Road going into the park, and that was about $72,000. And some other big ticket items, a lot of driveway construction, changing things a little bit, matching them in a different place. We also did some additional stormwater that we had to do the project, and some pavement work on Apache Trail. We removed Apache Trail. So this change order amount is $412,301.39. And so that, like I said, that final total was $4,301,738.15. And we recommend approval of this change order to close out the contract. And if you have any questions, I'd be happy to answer and go into more detail on some of the items if needed.
Mayoral candidate Leonard Steinman keeps pointing out to me that we have a fire hydrant out there somewhere that is leaning and gonna, he doesn't think it'll work. And I said I would, so.
Well, thankfully, we don't do fire hydrants.
Okay. Who does they do the fire hydrants?
I'll
Okay.
check it out.
Okay.
He also said that MSP is not owned by the state, so why are we even talking to MSP? It's federally owned, so.
Yeah, we won't even
Are
go
we
into
really gonna
it.
go there today?
Take a level out there to the hydrant. Take a dog out there if he falls over while he's doing his thing. I don't have any questions on it, Eric.
I think the project kind of speaks for itself. It turned out really
I think you
good.
did a great job.
Everybody's been really happy. Property owner involvement, very few complaints, if any.
Seniors did a
it's
great
turned out
job.
Good. It just costs more than what we planned. But that happens on a project like this with as many property owners. We had 40 affected, mostly businesses. So had a little odds and ends we had to do on each one, it seemed like. But we worked through it.
So, yeah, I think the total project was a great success, and he had a good contractor to work with too. But I was just curious, so I noticed how you had some change order items that really weren't bid items per se. I guess it was kind of more of a negotiated price. I mean, is there some way to maybe get those different types of subgrade stabilization put in for future projects, just in case there is some issues there, or just to try to get some kind of a rough number there? I know we had some different things that happened, but
It's so hard to do that because you can guess the worst case scenario, and when you do, you may not do half of it.
Mhm.
You can totally inflate your bid prices, and you don't like to do that, but then again, you don't want to be on the too short end, and then you have to do a change order. The subgrade stabilization numbers are fairly reasonable, and we actually took us a while to get to those numbers. We bid the project using having the options for using the GeoGrid, and that one wouldn't work based on the conditions, and so that's where we had to go back and go the Shot Rock route. On the Pioneer Trail job, we have a little bit of reconstruction of Rainbow Drive,
mhm.
and I think we figured in, I'm trying to go over, I don't remember, Larry, do we figure in half of that? It was either a half or a quarter of the street that would need subgrade stabilization. And we kind of based it on, just looking at the area, past experience in the area. On our gravel road upgrades, normally we assume a certain amount based on areas that look to be soft. It seems like lately we haven't used as much, and so we usually do a deduct. So if we estimate real high on it, then we come in saving money on the project. But all in all, it's going to take whatever it takes to get the job done. Right.
Sure.
So we try to get it as close as we can.
What were the different types? I mean, subgrade type 1 was geogrid and base rock. Is that correct, or?
The type 1 was that was the geogrid. The type 2 was, going off of memory, we had one where we hauled in rock to the site from
Primrose.
Development. Still had to pay them to take out the material and place it and all that. And then another one where we hauled it and stockpiled it and they moved it over there. The other two were hauling it from a quarry.
Okay.
Different options on that. And then the final one was actually blasting across the highway and hauled it from there. So.
Okay. So I move we approve and sign the final closeout change order for Business 50 West Improvements Project.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Very good. Okay, we'll go back to lawn mowing.
Thanks, Larry.
Sorry about that,
Oh, that's
Jennifer.
okay. All right, so we're here today to decide if we are going to outsource the lawn mowing service, and if so, how we're wanting to award it. What's up with the big ones? Okay. Well, we have 4 bids for consideration. I did want to let you know that in the bid documents, if we do decide to outsource it, it says respondents are not required to bid on this service in its entirety. It's preference to receive bids and award the contracts by groups, so parks, other properties, and then county buildings. But the right is reserved to award the contract by whatever means maximizes the benefit to the county. Like I said, we have 4 bids for consideration: Gaines, Nolan Enterprises, Straight Line, and Trusser. There's a lot of ways to cut this pie. I did individually is in yellow. So if you just awarded everything to one contractor, that's what's highlighted in the gold. If you did go through and cherry pick, so to speak, and go to the lowest one for every single property, that's in green, and that's below here. If you did go through and do it by category, so again, the county buildings, other properties, and parks, that's in blue. I'm going to switch over here. This is kind of an overview. That's all the detail. I can switch back if you want. But basically, this is what we're looking at. Up here is what it costs to outsource it. Again, lowest single bidder, lowest primary bidder. With Straight Line, there were a few properties that he did not bid. So that number is reflecting taking him as the primary bidder and then supplementing the other lowest with the ones that he did not bid. Again, cherry picking and lowest bid by category. Down here at the bottom is what it's costing the county to do this. Currently, we are a little higher. I understand that Larry has a proposal in place to where it would actually be cheaper, or at least equally, for the county to continue doing it. 127.8. Chris and I had kind of talked a little bit. There's not really a good way to put a number on there for what it's costing us. Miscellaneous things such as equipment replacement, maintenance, things like that. For this one, I put in $7 per cutting hour. We can play with the numbers if you want. That's what it is now. Again, with the proposed salary, that comes to $127.8. As you can see here, the lowest 2 options were right in there.
So you said Larry said he's got,
Well, what we did was just assume if we'd hired full-time person to put out there at the parks for 8 months out of the year. The other 4 months, what we were suggesting is we'd pull it over to Public Works and use it for snow removal. But, you know, that was just an idea on our part as far as how to be able to get to a situation we'd have someone dedicated to it. You know, one thing that we talked about the other day, with even if we do outsource it, we're still gonna have to have somebody at least run by there, I'd say probably once a week, Larry, you know, check trash or pick up trash and stuff like that.
Clean restrooms.
Clean the restrooms, yeah, thank you, that type of deal, so. You know, and we're notoriously out taking graffiti down, that's another option. You know, we were just looking at, like I said, if we'd have someone that we could assign to it, that's their sole responsibility out there during the summer, to keep it up and nice. You know, compared to now trying to use one of our Public Works employees to do it, so.
Well, I'll go. So anyway, Jennifer and I did talk about a cost associated with all equipment, and a lot of times we don't figure that cost in there. But since I'm kind of familiar with this, I mean, if you figure $10 per hour for all your equipment, includes your replacement costs, your fuel, your maintenance, everything else, that's a pretty fair, probably a low number since we're really not counting trucks and trailers. So when I throw that cost in there, that cost is $18,000 a year for both. I come up with a different number than what Jennifer comes up with. So, yeah. So I just did some rough calculations, about $15,000 out of Public Works and about $3,800 here. So anyway, it's just something that we need to consider because equipment will have to be replaced and does have to be maintained. So.
So is there gonna be a benefit to hire it out or not? You all were the ones doing this.
From my standpoint, no. We just keep doing it.
Larry, what's your all's recommendation? Just keep doing it?
I understand what Chris is saying is about the equipment costs and everything. We currently have the equipment. I know at some point it's gonna have to be replaced. I think an additional cost you'd have to apply to the farm it out is running a person out there to pick up trash, do the graffiti removal.
You'll be doing that regardless. So right now,
Right. We're doing that.
your grass cutter does that at the same time.
Right.
And what, they cut it once a week?
Normally
10
on
days?
the part, yeah, we figured, the way we figured up the cost is once bi-weekly in March and October, and then once a week through the rest of the summer. And that's usually about where we're at. You know, if we have a real wet summer, and then it might get a little more than that. If it's a real dry summer, it might get, you know, less than that. But normally we're out there at least once a week.
So is your recommendation we just keep it in-house? I don't want to put you on the spot. I know Greg's.
You know, I tend to feel we'd get better service keeping it in-house. You know, we'd have control of the person, the scheduling and everything else. You know, if we had an event coming up at one of the parks, we could actually send them, we could, I guess, do the same thing as long as it fell into the schedule for the landscaper.
Does your proposal also include a new employee for Public Works?
What we did is we actually was gonna leave it in parks under general revenue, and then we just pick up the salary for 4 months.
But you get their,
GR, similar to what we're doing planning.
so currently you have Greg Block, and currently Jennifer has an overview here that shows current salary and benefits.
That's on
And
an
then,
equipment operator one, because we didn't assume, you know,
okay, so what's the proposed salary and benefits?
That's the equipment
That's
operator one.
yeah.
Okay.
The current, yes.
So,
is-
so you're
is
gonna
Greg Block.
take a current equipment operator one, or you're gonna hire a new one?
I'd be proposing to hire a new one, where we keep our public works people out there. And like I said, it'd be GR, whether we actually paid for it, you know, it's kinda like what we're doing now. We actually bill GR and they reimburse us. What we're proposing is reverse that during the 4 months is, you know, GR bill us and then we pay for their salary for 4 months.
So we're looking at either adding a person or doing this
Right.
contract. Oh, okay. I didn't know we was looking at adding a person. That kind of changes the whole.
That was just something I talked with Christian when we first started doing our bidding. You know, we can do it with a public works employee, you know, we were just trying to free one back up to do maintenance.
So, here's where I'm at. I think it's more beneficial to hire this all out, especially since we're looking at getting rid of several of these lots. And, anyway,
And I can get the numbers, if you wanna look at those. What are we talking, these? Right? All of these, or?
Osage City, Frog Hollow, Wren's Lake, Bighorn. The roundabout we can't get rid of, but if we rock it, mowing will go away. And then I'm not sure why the fire station's on other properties. I would have thought it would have been with County Park, but
So there's the numbers reflecting that change.
I guess, Larry, would you consider having one of your lower paid maintenance
Yeah,
positions?
like I said.
Do that job instead
Right.
of where it's at now? Instead of hiring out? Will make a big difference in the current versus proposed.
Right. Are you, when you put that together, are you adding all three of those proposed salary and current salaries?
This, okay, Public Works salary for 8 months, so that's that. And
Yeah.
then Greg's portion of that equals
But-
this is 3 years.
The only thing that we're proposing is the 25,490. Greg would be going back to,
So we'll go,
yeah, that would, the Public Works, 47,000 would go away. As far as the, Greg wouldn't be out there, it'd be the new employee. The only one that'd be that 25,000 right there. Greg's salary's up above, that 47,000 would not be included.
right, I mean, you're looking at these, you're comparing this,
Right.
and, you know.
Well, yeah, we're just, what our cost would be, as far as Public Works, and I don't know about Greg's, ours would be 25,490 and then the 15,600, so it'd be,
So it would be this, so it'd be 123,271.
yeah, it'd be the 15,600
3-year
and the
cost, right?
25, it'd be 40,000, 41,000.
That's, yeah, that's over 3 years, so per year it would
Right.
be that 4190. Am I clicking on, is that what you're wanting to get?
Yeah, I just wanted, the current salaries and benefits would go away as far as what it'd be a lower, you know, whether we do it in-house or we do it outside, I mean, hire a new person, it'd be the equipment operator one position, is what we'd put out there.
Want to think about it, or, I mean, I don't
Yeah,
know.
you're,
Greg's
you
not
don't know
going
about
anywhere.
stuff.
You would have an additional employee.
Yeah, but Greg,
I,
yeah, but you can't charge it to the parks or cutting grass, Greg.
Greg
what do
would
you
go away.
Well, in the parks.
He'd go to Public Works,
Yes.
Yeah,
Public Works part of it. So I guess when we were looking at this, I was assuming we were looking at hiring this out. And basically, you'd get your part-timer back, you'd get your other guys, who'd free up their time to do other maintenance stuff and other Public Works stuff. But if we keep it, then we would keep it the way we are doing it right now.
except we're gonna have a different person out there.
That's the part I didn't understand, was the accept part. Were you proposing another employee, Greg? No. Okay, so Public Works was wanting another 3/4 timer for the 8 months, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Well, it's one more FTE, but 8 months to be in parks and 4 months to be at Public Works.
Let's say that.
Is that right? Did I say that right?
Do what?
that?
Yes.
I said you need one more FTE, 8 months goes in parks and 4 months goes in Public Works, right?
Right.
And Ben's Parks is its own entity now. If you're not gonna put a person in, if you're not gonna hire somebody for that position, then I would agree to just bid it out too, because we don't have anybody else to put out there.
Now we got Greg.
You don't want him out there.
We wanna pull him back in.
Okay, to go out and do the bathrooms and pick up trash, how many times a week do they do that?
It'll be at least once a week.
And we're still gonna
Which
do
he can
that.
still do
We're gonna
that,
do
but
that regardless, right? I mean, whether even if we
Right.
bid this out.
Well, yeah, if
Yeah.
we had a person, that'd be part of his job duties
Yeah.
to do that.
Yeah.
Let's kick it around some more.
You want to think about it for a while?
I want to talk about it some more. Maybe we can talk about it later. There ain't no sense they have to watch
That's
us
fine.
make sausage.
I'm good with that.
To what?
I do know that the
You never heard that one?
bidders are eager for an
Want us to make
answer.
sausage?
What?
The bidders are eager for an answer. I've had a couple people call and say it's kind of that time. I mean, certainly delay it. I just want to throw that out there.
They need to know so that they
Plan their summer.
Yeah.
Yep,
Yeah,
that's fine.
our
Can we
next
make a
meeting?
decision by next week?
that's what I'll say. When's our next meeting? Just put it on next agenda. And
Next Tuesday, yeah.
I don't care. We can sit here and hash it around for a bit, but I guess I didn't see that we were hiring new employees to do the grass this year is where I'm coming from. I didn't understand that part.
Yeah.
And if that's the case, then maybe this year we just leave it the same as it has been, and then we look at doing for next year if we're gonna add an employee. Or outsource it.
Another thing I do want to kind of talk about, for County Park, this one, we only had 2 bids for County Park. This one obviously is significantly lower than this one. I read to you the statement in the bid documents earlier. Technically, we can do whatever benefits the county the most. I did speak to this bidder about a question I had, and I know that he bid that in effort to get the whole package. I don't know if that's something you guys want to consider or not. I mean, technically, I think we can award it, and we're fine to award it at that, but I don't know that he would be very happy about just getting County Park. So that
he may
would
withdraw his
change.
bid then.
Yeah.
I mean, it depends on what kind of sticklers you guys want to be, but I mean, that would be a significant cost difference when you're talking about 32 cuts or whatever a year times the, difference of that.
Okay.
I mean, really just playing with the spreadsheet, different scenarios, we can get any number you're looking for. But that would make a huge difference. So I wanted to point that out.
But see, that might be with something we want to think about. It's just that, the county parks, because Greg says he can continue to take care of all of our other properties, the way he's doing it for what, 6,000?
Plus I have all new equipment too.
Yeah, see,
Yeah.
that's the problem that we don't
Yeah.
look at. We make a one-time purchase out of capital for an $8,000 mower, or
Six.
6,000. So,
But that's gonna last me 10 years, at least, as long as we take care of it.
Now, is that what you use for snow removal too, with the blade on it? No? Okay. Okay,
We bring that up in Public Works.
okay.
you want to finish the rest of it and we can come back to this, or?
Kick it around a little bit.
Okay.
Next week.
Okay, we'll just table it for signing of agreement with asbestos removal services.
Okay, I have 3 letterhead bids for the asbestos removal, and asbestos removal services was low bid at $3,700.
The other two, one was for $9,500 and the other one was $12,900.
Did y'all have that attached to yours?
It's a heck of a difference.
Yeah. Well, let's go look at what
We can
we've
just
been
look at them
ordering.
real quick. Did the ARSI was low? Were they the ones that came out and inspected it all? or-
Yes. Well,
They all inspected it?
No, ASI inspected it.
Well,
Everybody
they-
looked at it. but
everybody
Oh,
looked
okay.
at it. Everybody come out and looked at it.
They're the ones that did the actual inspection.
They're all bidding the same thing, and
Yes.
that's a heck of a difference.
Yeah, well, Weathercraft doesn't really do floor, so that's probably why theirs is a little higher than any other ones from Warrensburg.
I think that sounds pretty reasonable.
Yeah.
I'm good with it.
I was thinking it was gonna be closer to the 10, so I'm glad to see it closer to 37.
Good?
Yeah, 37 to the.
I move we award the contract and sign the agreement with ARSI for asbestos removal.
I'm gonna second for discussion yet. Have you looked over the contract, Joe? Okay, all right, now I'm fine.
I mean, it's theirs, it's simple, it's whatever.
Yeah, I'm just making sure it didn't say that we had to give away our firstborn or something in there. Some days I'm willing to.
Just you.
Joe. Getting ready to go to college, I can let you have it for about 4 years.
So did you second?
Yes.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay.
I think we're down to new business now.
New business, accounts payable review.
I'd ask for approval of accounts payable.
I got one in there, right?
Yes.
So moved.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Abstain.
Discussion of Jefferson City Chamber of Commerce agreement.
They did their presentation last week and you guys asked me to put it back on the agenda today. Now there's debate about whether a 6-month contract, 3-month contract is. What do you guys want to do?
Well, we're done with the first quarter already, so, I think that we need to do at least 6 months or even the whole year. I don't,
I don't care either way. We can do the 6 months and then we can come back.
Have 'em come back.
After June, July and decide what we want to do. If we're gonna cancel with them, we gotta have something else in line for economic development, because we can't just do nothing. I don't know if you see the paper, Missouri Economic Development Chambers, they're stagnant too. I think we just gotta keep working with Randy, and then we gotta look and see what we can try for next year if we wanna try something different. So, for this year, I'm fine with staying with it.
I'm good. I'd like to make a few wording changes to the contract, but I haven't done that yet, so. But other than that, we're not signing the agreement today. We're just having the discussion.
Right, we're trying to get it ready.
You don't have the agreement.
No, I was just trying to give Jill some guidelines, if you wanna just do it for 6 months, if you wanna make some wording changes or whatever.
There was an agreement we'd had from year to year. Then last year, Mark put in a whole bunch of specific provisions about,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, we made some changes there.
And
Right.
we'll have to type that. I don't have that in Word because he did that. So,
I know we sent that around. Pretty sure.
I have a PDF.
I mean, I think he hand wrote them on there. Is that what you mean? The stuff he hand wrote on there, or you mean stuff
No.
we typed in there?
He,
No, he sent it around to all of us,
he took
and
the Word
Okay, let me
version of our
see if I can
usual
find it.
contract and added all these provisions about accountability.
here it is. I got it.
You have it in Word?
I got it here somewhere, maybe.
Yeah, the PDF, I have
hard to see.
PDF converter.
You do?
I can change the word for it.
Okay, thank you.
Revised chamber contract?
Yeah, you got it too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I got it. I got it in Word, Jill. Send
Okay,
it to you.
email that to me, please, Chris.
Okay. You want it too, Debbie?
No, after Jill gets done, it's fine. I already have a PDF too. So you guys could.
Do we want to do it
talk
for,
to Jill about it, or-
yeah. Well, today we're just,
I'm okay with doing it for the whole year as long as we have some specific timelines. And so one of the timelines that I have spoken with several people on is that September 1st. By September 1st of this year, we have to know what we're doing next year. And so anyway, I mean, that's one of the things that I want in the contract, that, you know, if we can't get together and have some kind of a plan going forward for 2016 by September 1, then I'm ready to go a different route. So,
but I'm like Jeff, we need to have a different route, something in place. I don't know if September
that's
gives
the-
you enough time to get
well,
something in place, but I think,
I mean,
yeah, we need to,
it gives us time to bid it. How long is it gonna take us to bid something like that, Jennifer? 2 months?
Well, 40 days just for advertising, and then depending on what's going on, I would say 60 days is very safe.
Technically, it would be one that you wouldn't have to bid, but it'd be a professional service. so-
Well, and there's an economic development statute particularly, so this is not something that
It'd be more like a RFQ, just for their
you, if you wanted
qualifications.
to do that, yeah, that would be the way to go.
I mean, we're already almost April.
yeah.
So, I mean, I'd like to see July 1st, but, I mean, I don't care if we do August 1st, but, I mean, if we don't have some kind of a deadline to work towards, and,
You looking at doing our own, or you looking at partnering with Jefferson City and having a
I think those
separate
are,
economic development entity doing it, or,
uh,
I mean, there's a bunch of different ways to do
Sure.
it. So
Well, I think they have some questions too, so I mean, if we're gonna do it, we, having two different, having the chamber and having another group trying to do the same thing, I think can kind of muddy the waters, but I think if we're gonna leave the chamber, then we do need to do it with the city or something like
Right.
that. I don't think,
yeah, I'm not saying. do
I think
it
if
on
we
our
try to
own.
do our own economic development, by the time you hire a couple employees and you pay their salaries and benefits and office and, you know, computers, and then they're gonna have to travel a lot. And it could end up costing us $400,000, $500,000.
I don't think the current chamber, I don't think they travel a lot. At least I haven't seen it in their reports. Their travel's fairly low.
Randy and Missy were going to Atlanta.
They went to
last-
Atlanta,
yeah.
so, but
Yeah.
I think I bet their travel isn't $10,000 a year.
Oh.
So, anyway, I don't know what direction we go. I think there's a lot of things that we have to discuss. I mean, I would like to do something with the city as a partner, and you said that the chamber and another person would be doing the same thing. I don't see that. I mean, I see that they'd have to work together, but chamber would be doing chamber activities.
I think chamber would be out of economic development
Yes.
if we withdraw our money.
Right.
Yeah, and the
Right.
city would,
Simple
but
as
I
that.
think we need to talk to the city then too, because if we're gonna do it, probably we'll need to see if they would partner with us.
Well, and that's one of the other, things that I would like to, they need to bring their two big partners and their two big contributors to the table, and we need to figure out together what we want to do. So, and that doesn't just, that's all three of us, all 11 of them down the hill, and getting everybody on the same page.
Well, I think we need to meet more with the chamber too, than having them come in once a year and do this. So,
They do it quarterly, don't they? And then we get that report you can go through. I don't have to have more meetings with that.
Yeah, that report's worthless.
I like having
Yeah.
tangible things, so that's where
Yeah.
it's tough right now because everybody's struggling. And we're losing things to other cities and towns that are giving away a lot more than us.
yeah, and you have to give. That's the thing now. That you don't
I'll
get
be the
you
first
don't-
one to pick on the chamber, but right now, I don't know if we have many other options. We
No.
can RFP it and see, and if we
You
find
don't
something.
get companies that come to Jeff City and say, "Oh, that's a pretty town. I think I'll open up a plant here." It's all on what you're going to give them.
Well, it's all on being able to sell it.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're a salesman and you were selling Jeff City and you didn't produce over and over, would you still have a job? I would hope not. I see it the same, I mean, it's a little harder. Maybe it's a hard sell, but at some point you got to sell something or find something else to do. So.
I'll be the first one to pick on the chamber, but I'll sit here and defend them on this one.
Well,
They are spinning their wheels, but there's times when you go to sell something, if you're giving away something free with it, it's a lot easier to make that sale.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah.
I mean, if you're giving away, you're beating your head with a Bible coming to the door, you're not gonna answer the door. And, at least we're getting the door open, and it's gonna take a lot of rocks to turn over and a lot of doors to open before we find some stuff. I mean, there's some different directions that I want Randy and them to head.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I kind of like having a contract hold over their head, because I have not seen them try to make that transition to push a lot of other stuff. They've been dealing a lot with manufacturing, which that's great, but I don't see that as the economic future of Jeff City and Cole County. So they need to head in the direction. We've got the only state capital in Missouri. We've got tourism, which is pretty good here. Sports, it's a huge sports town. So that's just, we gotta sit down more with Randy and communicate more, and I know that I haven't done that real good with him over the last 6 years, so we've been talking more, trying to create a little more communication, so. But if we can find some other way to do it, that's gonna produce, all for it.
I'm not saying that it has to happen that way. I mean, I'm okay if I just get tired of the chamber asking me what I want. What do you want? Well, I don't do economic development, so I don't know what I want, but I want something different. So, give me some ideas, and we'll go from there. So, anyway, I mean,
No, I agree. We're not the ones that are getting paid $150,000 to sit here and Google how to or how to do economic development, so I agree. Like I said, I can pick on them and I can
sure.
defend them, so.
Yeah, I'm not saying that we have to go a totally different direction. I'm just saying that, we have to sit down, we have to figure it out, because if we don't have a deadline for this year, we're gonna get to December, and where are we gonna be?
well,
Right in the
but
same.
it still might not be able. We still might not be able to do it next year. Even this could take some time, Chris.
Put an RFP out right now, though.
Well-
We can get the ball
It could
rolling.
Yeah,
take some
okay.
time.
Yeah,
Gives you some options.
like Jeff said, we could
Yeah.
RFP it right now. I mean, you know, it's not an easy thing, but, you know, we had some frustrations last year, and which is why we made some changes in the contract, because we wanted to see some things happen. I think we're a little frustrated here too. Like I said, I'm not saying that the chamber's not the direction that we go, but it's just, I think we all want to see more growth.
Mhm.
We want to see
So we're
more
kinda
things
stagnant
happening.
right now, so.
So,
The
anyway.
city's in the same place they're looking, so when you get
Mhm.
women.
Absolutely. So,
Chris, could you look over the wording in that contract and maybe get it to Jill, so?
Yeah,
We could
yeah.
then put it back on the agenda to approve the contract for this year? Is
Yeah.
that consensus?
You want to do it for
Yeah,
this
well-
year or 6 months or what? You're pretty fired up, and one only wanted 6 months last time I talked to you.
6 months is fine, and we can,
So with the renewable 6 months
yeah.
Okay.
per sand.
6 months and a 3-month renewal.
No, six,
Oh,
yeah.
because you're going,
Well,
you're
I mean,
retroactive
that's,
to January.
if we're not gonna do anything different for economic development starting July 1st.
No,
Why not
no.
just do a full year and be done with it?
I'm
Or
fine
if
with
you're
that
fine with
too.
that, then
I'm
let's
fine
just-
with that too, yeah.
We consider and hold the contract over our head, it's not gonna change anything.
I think every 30 days.
Now he's agreeable.
I think
Now he
every
just wants to
30
get along.
I think every 30 days.
Let's get him fired up. Come on.
Every 30 days?
Yeah.
We can talk about this every 30 days. That and grass cutting.
We can just approve the bills every 30 days.
You're getting better calls.
I'm fine with 6 months, I'm fine with a year.
I think it's a provision
Mr. Agreeable.
that if they don't do what you're asking them to do in there, you don't pay them
Right,
anyway.
right.
So it's not
Yeah,
gonna make
there's
a
an out.
difference.
Yeah, we have an out in there, I think it might have been a 60-day out if we just want out of it, so.
Okay.
Just
Well,
take a look at it and put the contract back on the agenda and,
Next week.
yeah.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
if y'all are fine with 6 months or a year,
I'm fine either one. What do,
If we're gonna do it for the year, let's do it for the year, be done with it.
and let's just, yeah,
That's just my thoughts on it now, we kicked it around.
let's just vote on
enough.
it.
We'll put it back on the agenda then, after you guys, maybe some wording that you want to do, Chris.
If you change your mind in the meantime, change it to 6 months.
Giving you a hard time, Sam.
2.5 months in.
Yeah. We're gonna vote on next week, right?
Now, I'm gonna call Greg and tell him that you said no.
Greg.
Bexton.
Oh, God.
Your buddy.
No. Okay. Put that on next week. Discussion of the Pringer Family Center leaking dormers.
We had the same issue 3 years ago when I first started. They repaired 2 prior to me coming. We fixed 2 already, and this is the last set of dormers that we need to redo the valleys on.
I think back then we just said we'd wait till they started leaking and repair them then,
Yeah, we
right?
fixed the last 2, yeah.
And they're leaking.
They're leaking now.
They're leaking now.
It could either last a year or 3 months or 10 years, so.
Yeah, we got 3
They
years
gotta
on
be fixed. Did you get 3 bids in on it, or?
No, I just
Email
called
bid?
Notch, and they were 4,400. I
We're
just
gonna
wanted
have
to
to
see where,
bid that then?
it's 45.
Less
it's
than
44
45.
something.
45 is the cutoff for informal.
That's neat how that one landed at 44.
Yeah, isn't it though?
It's under 45.
Ooh, 4,400.
It's under 45, so don't have to.
I would maybe get
4,400,
another
that's
phone
my
bid
bid
to
or
every
something,
Public entity out there. Right under the bid line.
unless you know roofing that good and you know that that's,
Yeah.
The last time we did
$44.99.
this 3 years ago, we had 2 other companies look at it. They couldn't get the metal because Notch was proprietary to that metal. So I don't know if it's still the same or not. So it's that slip fitting, whatever they use up to there. I will call and let
So-
you know.
So what's leaking on the dormers, Greg?
It's right at the valleys where they come down and how they met the valleys up. They cut the,
That's a metal roof over there.
yeah, they cut the metal flat roof going up and ran the valley underneath, and now it's,
Didn't flash it properly then?
no.
Who did that recently? No.
I
Notch.
could look back on,
I wasn't gonna say that. I was trying to lead into that. I was trying to be a little more subtle.
Oh, they got
I'm not sure.
metal they can get.
Well, yeah. Hey, you know, if we do it this way, we can come back off this.
So are these
Here's a
ones
replacement.
we've repaired these before, or these,
No,
these are the original?
these are original dormers. We've replaced 2 prior to me coming. We were fixed 2 when we got here, and then the other 2 we were gonna wait until they started.
There's
leaking.
6 total
Yeah.
dormers. We did 2 of them
Okay.
before he was here.
So we've gotten our money's worth.
You got 20 some years out of it?
Yeah.
93?
It's a 40-year roof though, probably, huh?
Yep.
Yep.
Which should last
Well,
100.
It was done wrong is what it comes
Sure.
down to, the way it sounds.
Yeah, just
Surprised it
talking.
didn't leak before.
Yeah,
Caulk lasted that long.
yeah. From what I can tell, being up there, yeah. The mastic they used.
That's probably exactly what happened. You got up there, you did that wrong. The under's supposed to go over and caulk it.
Let me call around, I'll see if I get anything cheaper. If not, do you want me to just go ahead and do it for 44?
Yeah, I
I
move we
think so.
award and sign the contract with Notch for the,
So
Do
just
we
go ahead and
have
have them
something
do
on
it.
Yeah.
or just do
Mhm.
it?
I think you need to sign a contract because you need to guarantee workmanship and materials.
Do we do anything else with them that's not bid?
Not
I was gonna say,
lately.
what's,
Yeah, I mean,
make sure we haven't done anything in the last, was it 6 months or 3?
90
380
days, yeah.
I haven't done anything with them.
90?
what about Public Works? Do they, you guys use Notch for anything here lately?
nothing that
We're going
wasn't
to.
bid that I know of, but.
No, the only thing we did, and that was a different company, that roof repairs, that was not.
What else, what is, would it be under Notch or what's the other,
Notch and Weathercraft. They're 2 separate companies, but they're out of the same building.
Oh, really?
One's sheet metal, one's,
I think part of it's union too, used to be.
Just call the other 2 and make sure they're not gonna be able to do it. And I think that's what we ran into the last time too, but I'm fine with them coming out and fixing it. We just need to make sure we're not over the amount for them in the 90 days. I don't remember having them do anything else.
I haven't used them, I know, at least in probably 6 months.
Last time we used them was for the insurance on Shepherd's Building,
Yeah,
when they had that damage for that.
That's been
and that
well
was
over-
through,
That was a year and a half ago. Maybe it was last summer, whatever it was.
So did you make a motion?
I did, yeah.
Okay.
I'm
Your
here.
second?
Do we have the
Repeat it.
contract?
no, we'll just get a contract together for that amount. and get
But
it
if
back
we
to
go
you.
ahead and vote on it, then Sam can sign it.
Okay, so when y'all get it, let Jill look over it. I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay.
Any other new business?
Are we gonna hash the lawn mowing around, or are we gonna?
Do we,
just wait
yeah, do
on
we
that?
want to go back to that?
Come on, Jill.
Woodward said he volunteered.
Can't we use it, can't we use inmates?
No, we
No,
cannot.
okay. You know, you go to Mississippi, you see them out there.
It's Mississippi.
Okay.
Our equipment cost to be really high then. We have mowers in the lake. Yes, no?
About rehashing it,
Yep.
I just want to go away.
It's not going to.
Okay.
You can make it do that too.
Yeah, we can reject all bids and not do anything.
I hadn't played with it a whole lot. I kind of
Okay.
thought it would be a black and white thing, and apparently it's blue, green, white, yellow. So if, we just want to put it off to the next agenda, give me some time to,
Okay.
I can talk to
Okay.
Larry and Greg too a little bit, get their input
Make it
tomorrow.
part of your chamber economic development contract.
There you go.
Oh, boy.
See if they can pick it up as far as make the mowing.
Yeah, I'm not real happy with their job either, so. Wait till grass starts growing in West Edgewood, had grass all over it, so.
Okay, then pursuant to section 610-021 of the revised statutes of Missouri, the commission will go into closed session. This- Roll call.
We gotta have a motion.
Oh,
So you'll entertain a motion for that, Sam?
sure.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call.
Sam,
Yes.
Jeff,
Yes.
Chris.
Yes.
So are we doing passports then? I was gonna tell you, we're gonna
I told
have.
Debbie that if we have to, that'll be on her.
What are we doing?
Well,